Hello everyone, it's Miss Chelsey at the Black Creek Library, and today we will be reading some books in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month. So this year, Hispanic Heritage Month runs from September 15th until October 15th of this year. The first book is Rafa Counts on Papa by Joe Cepeda. Rafa is the happiest when he knows exactly how much. And his papa is too. They know exactly how long Rafa's train is. They know exactly how far they can run in 22 minutes. Rafa and his papa even measure just how high their dog Euclid can jump. They climb exactly 14 branches before they get to their favorite one. There's nothing we can't measure, right, Dad? Measuring is what we do best, says Rafa. Let's measure which cloud is the puffiest. Which is the yellowest? Which is the bounciest? The fluffiest? Or who is the fanciest? Wait, what about love? Can we measure that? Is love as tall and scrumptious as this? Or is love as long and floaty as this? And what about me? How much do you love me? Is your love for me as tall as Tío Humberto, as mighty as an ox, as sturdy as an oak tree, as perfect as pancakes, as steady as a Swiss watch, or as deep as the Grand Canyon? How much? This much. And that much was just fine with Rafa. And that was Rafa Counts on Papa. The next book is A Crown for Corina, written by Lacan Z. Kemp and illustrated by Eliza Chavarri. Abuela's garden is bursting with colors so bright that it looks like La Tierra is throwing una fiesta. Today, the party is for me. It's my birthday, which means I get the biggest corona with the most beautiful flowers picked from Abuela's garden. Abuela hands me my canasta. Make sure you save some of the roses for me. I run through the flowers, feeling their petals graze the tips of my fingers. Some are soft and smooth, others prickly. Some even make me sneeze. I reach the bluebonnets first and trace a finger down their bell-shaped petals. Abuela kneels next to me. Every flower in your crown must tell your story, Corina, who you are and where you come from. She plucks a purple orchid from one of the clay pots. Your abuelo used to buy me orchids for our anniversary every year. She places it in her basket. Wearing it in my crown reminds me that I am loved. I look out at Abuela's garden, at the bees and butterflies, and I see a language I never knew before. One spoken not in words, but in the prick of a cactus needle, in the bright orange plumes of a bird of paradise, and in the sweet scent of chocolate cosmos. Now tell me, Abuela says, what do the bluebonnets mean to you? The bushy white tips remind me of Fofo's tail. He loves hopping through the flowers almost as much as I do. He's family, I say. Of course he is, she says, smiling, which means these conejos belong in your crown. I pick a sunflower for Mama because her favorite color is yellow, sword lilies for Papa to match our sword fights before bed, and morning glories for Abuelo because they look like the trumpet he used to play. And this one's for you. I hand Abuela a bushel of coneflowers. It looks like your gardening hat. They're beautiful, mija. She places them in my canasta with the others. Now it's time to tell the next part of the story. Who you want to be, Abuela says. Is it like making a birthday wish and blowing out the candles? She nods, just like that. I pluck bright yellow esperanzas because they mean hope, daisies because they are strong enough to grow anywhere, and mist flowers because their sweet nectar is the butterfly's favorite. As Abuela helps me fasten them all to my crown, I ask, why do we wear las coronas, Abuela? When we place la corona on our head, we become its roots, reaching back through time to hold on to the things that matter, our family, our history. I touch the flowers again one by one, and I see it all. My story, Mama's, Abuela's. As guests arrive for my party, I tell them the story of my crown, of all the ways that I am rooted in the people I love. At night, I don't want to take it off, not even after my mom makes me put on my pajamas, not even after Papa finishes my bedtime story. A few petals fall onto the bed, some of the flowers beginning to droop. Abuela comes to sit next to me. Do you know why the flowers are beginning to wither, Corina? I shake my head. She takes my hand. Because we pulled them from the soil, and nothing can survive that far from home. She holds me close. You'll have other coronas, Corina, but just one family. Remember that. Through the window, I can see Abuela's flowers swaying in the moonlight. Each new bloom marks a new season. The coronas keep time too. This one says, I am 1 year older, that I am Corina Casares, daughter, granddaughter, wishmaker. I slip the crown off my head, but the love isn't gone. I still have my memories of the day I spent with Abuela in her garden, learning to speak the language of the flowers. And I still have more springtimes, more birthdays, more chances for my dreams to bloom. And that was A Crown for Corina. The last book for today is The Yellow Handkerchief, written by Donna Barba Yetta and illustrated by Cynthia Alonso. My abuela wears an old yellow handkerchief that her grandmother gave to her. Abuela scrubs the mud off our patio on her hands and knees. Then she sits quietly on the porch and cleans the dirt from under her nails. I don't like the yellow handkerchief. Abuela carries the eggs from the coop into the kitchen. The smell of homemade chorizo and eggs drifts in the air. My mouth waters. Becca sniffs. What is your grandma cooking for dinner? I'm ashamed to tell her. I wish we had money to buy pizza or takeout like Becca's family. I definitely don't like the yellow handkerchief. The oldest gallina no longer lays eggs. Abuela plucks the chicken. Why does your grandmother have feathers in her hair? Becca asks. I glance at the chicken coop. My belly will be full, but why can't we buy chicken at the store like everyone else? I can't stand the yellow handkerchief. Abuela works in the garden. She gathers tomatillos and peppers. She moves slowly, but the rows are straight and clear of weeds. Abuela wipes the dirt and sweat from her face. Then she waves her handkerchief to get my attention. Mija, ven acá, ayúdame. What does she say? Becca asks. I wish Abuela taught like Becca's grandmother. I have to go, I answer. I despise the yellow handkerchief. Lava monster, Becca yells. Seguro. I accidentally call out safe in Spanish instead of English. I cover my mouth in embarrassment. Becca doesn't understand and springs toward me. I quickly dodge to one side too fast and... Abuela slips off her yellow handkerchief and wipes my tears. She kisses my cheek. Ser tú misma, she says, telling me to be myself. That night, she sits on the edge of my bed and sings, Duérmete, mi nieta. When my sister Mariana gets a bad cold, Abuela must go live with her sister so she doesn't get sick too. We are all sad. I move into Abuela's room so Mariana doesn't make me sick either. Without Abuela, the room feels so empty, except for the handkerchief. In all the rush, she must have left it behind. The garden is overgrown. I weed the rows. Our new chicken squawks. I collect her eggs. The patio grows dusty. I make it shine. At bedtime, I sing to Mariana, Duérmete, mi hermanita. I sit on our porch and look out at my work. Without Abuela, I wipe my own tears. I miss her, and I'm tired of us being apart. And yo amo el pañuelo amarillo. And that was The Yellow Handkerchief. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed listening to stories that celebrate National Hispanic Heritage Month. See ya later, alligator. So long, King Kong, and a wild crocodile. See you next time. Bye-bye.